Brandon Stanton, who is the founder of the street portrait blog, Humans of New York. He's here for our leadership lecture series, and we're so excited to have him. So Brandon, thank you for being here today. So you started working with Humans of New York around 7 years ago?
Yes.
All right, so when did you start noticing that you were gaining a following, and why do you think that happened?
So that took a while. That's one of the really hard things about being an artist is that the lion's share of the effort is required before anybody's paying attention. And I think so many people, become an artist or decide to become an artist because they want an audience, and they work really hard and nobody's paying attention and they quit. And that's what's so tough about it, is that I took hundreds and thousands of portraits before anybody was paying attention. I'd probably taken about 1,200, and I still only had a few hundred Facebook followers.
Right.
When things really started to take off was when I started adding these quotes and having conversations and learning a little bit about the people that I was photographing, and that kind of created something different that not a lot of people were doing. Right. And then that's when it really started to grow. Gotcha.
So with all the people that you've interviewed, is there a specific story, a specific person that really sticks out to you?
Well, at different times. It's funny, like I'll be going through something, or I'll hear something, and different moments from Humans of New York will pop in my head. So it's like the most interesting interview to me and the most relevant interview to me is always kind of dependent upon where I am in life and what I'm going through in life. There'll be interviews that with somebody older that might not have meant so much to me back when I did it, when I was 27, 28, and now because of things I've gone through since then have suddenly become very poignant.
Right.
Exactly. And so, that's constantly changing and shifting, but I think, all of them have had some sort of impact.
Gotcha. And so when you go through this process, is it random? How do you choose who to interview?
It is. I try to make it as random as possible. One thing that I do look for is, because the interviews take sometimes an hour, sometimes an hour and a half, I need somebody that has time. And so a lot of times I go to parks, I'll look for somebody who's sitting alone. The one thing that I need is time. So
it's fast-paced there.
Yeah, exactly. If somebody's rushing by me on Fifth Avenue and they look like they're going somewhere, I probably won't stop them. So if there's anything that people have in common that I photograph, it's that they are kind of sitting around and they look like they have some time to talk.
Gotcha. All right, so last question. You've probably heard of President Trump's recent decision to rescind DACA.
We're going to Trump?
We are. We have to do this. Just one question about it.
No, that's okay. That's okay.
And so, as your last recent post had been about Dreamers, so what are your current thoughts on that decision?
Oh, well, I'm hoping, as with so many things that he does, that it turns out to be more bluster than reality. I have the opportunity, because of, the privileged position that we are in, to, be able to kind of look at it philosophically. I'm not somebody whose entire fate and, their future hinges on this person's decision. But, obviously, if it is something that, he did, it would be a horrible humanitarian catastrophe. And because of that, I like to think that it won't happen. I like to think that there would be too much, resistance from every decent person in the country that that something like that wouldn't be possible. But obviously, if it was something that went through, it would be it'd be a disaster.
All right, all political questions over.
Yeah,
so
no problem.
thank you so much for talking
to
us, Brandon. We're so
nice
excited to hear the lecture.
Thank you.
Thanks.